That's right. And it's not only Groundhog Day, it's also the 3rd annual Harold Ramis Day. Woo! And this year, we're very excited to be spotlighting another of Harold's wonderful films, National Lampoon's Animal House.
Woo! Knowledge is good.
Yeah.
Sex is better.
Toga.
You have any respect for yourself?
That boy is a P-I-G-K.
Yes, we're celebrating Mr. Harold Ramis, the man behind Groundhog Day, fantastic movie, and Animal House.
Hello.
We've got Tim Matheson here, the one and only Otter. Hello,
yes,
sir.
Damn glad to meet you.
Damn glad to be there. We go. We wanted you to say it. Pretty trippy that we're here celebrating this man, a man that likely changed your life with this movie, didn't he?
Totally.
Wrote the film. Yeah.
Totally. I mean, Harold, he was the heart of the Lampoon. You know, he had been with them for years before, and he and Doug Kenny and Chris Miller wrote the script for Animal House about their college days, their fraternity days, and after a bunch of work to make it palatable to the studio and get all the craziness, to make sense. And Harold was the heart of it, I think. He never liked to make fun of people. He just liked to. He liked to laugh.
We're watching the movie up here. The movie's playing behind us. What does it mean when you look back at that? What kind of emotion, what kind of laughs come back to your mind?
Well, it was such a different kind of script. I had never read anything as funny or as original as Animal House, and I just had to get in it. I fought my way into an audition, and I think Harold was there, and I was fortunate enough to audition with Peter Riegert. We improv'd a bunch of stuff and got them laughing. And once you get them laughing, then
That's it.
I lucked out. I got it.
I love it. Okay, so we got a surprise for you. I know I told you to put on a coat because I was like, we're gonna go outside. We actually have a little something from the movie for you. They're gonna open these doors.
Is it Fawn Leibowitz?
Yeah. We have Fawn Leibowitz. Use that. So it's been a while, but this is actually the convertible, my friend, from the movie itself.
Oh my God!
You haven't seen it since the film itself.
Oh my God!
Here, come around this way. Look at that.
This in here?
Yeah, you can get right in. Get right in there.
This is the most.
That's so incredible.
Yeah.
It's pretty special.
Just mint.
You had some pretty special moments.
Fawn is in there actually. That's so great.
Isn't it great?
Well, it was the perfect car for Eric Stratton because it was so idyllic, and it was like the clothes that I wore in the picture. They did the acting. I just sort of, all you got to do is sort of stand next to this car and you're cool.
Yeah.
And that was so I just let that work for me like that. So.
I love it, man. Yeah, it's good to see you reunited with this baby.
It's a beaut.
You can't do some of the things you did in the movie in this car anymore.
Probably not. No.
Probably not. Okay, come on down to Navy Pier, the south side of the pier. Later today, we will have a big crowd out here celebrating Harold Ramis and Mr. Tim Matheson and the whole cast of Animal House.
Thank you.
Very good. We'll be back in a moment, y'all. Good to see you. Should we drive it?
Let's
drive this, baby.
Yeah.
We got some gas in this thing?
I bet I could do some wheelies here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Perfect. Perfect.
Thank you.
You got
It does.
So I am here with the one and only Tim Matheson. He, star, the one and only Otter. Yeah. Otter from Animal House. Wow. He is stepping into the Corvette that Otter drove for the very first time in, what was it, like 48 years since the movie came?
48 years.
48 years.
Yeah.
Can you look? It still fits like a glove.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
How's it feel to be back in it?
It's sexy. It just needs a date.
Yeah,
You know, I just need to have my dates
we
for
can get
Fawn
that.
Leibowitz.
Fawn, if you're available.
Yeah. Where are you, my babe? Oh,
how many hours did you spend in this car filming?
You know, I only drove it, I think, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And drove it into a scene with Belushi when they were throwing us out of the fraternity house. And I drove it over to the SAE house, the Omega house. And just did a couple, the first 2 weeks of shooting. But it was, I mean, it was every boy's dream to be in a car like this.
Yeah.
This was the most wonderful, pure dream that every kid had, you know. And it was like, if you had a car like this, you were cool.
Yeah. Pretty trippy. 48 years later, you're in this car in Chicago on a
Yes.
pier in the middle of the winter.
Here for Harold Ramis, who wrote Animal House and who we love.
We love it.
Yeah.
We love you too, man. Welcome back, Otter.
Thank you.
Damn
glad
good to meet you.
Yeah.
You look like you want to drive it away.
If it goes missing, you know where
That's
it
I know,
is.
yeah.
You guys fire this up every now and then? You know, and we were probably shooting. We shot the outside of this house and the inside of the house. This was a halfway house.
Okay.
And then we shot next door was the inside of the fraternity house. That the Delta house was inside next door. So we'd only use the outside of the halfway house.
Were there any stories from shooting this? Was this a 5-minute thing, or were you doing it for a while? Was there any
We
fun
were
stories?
no, we trashed the whole outside. We would shoot here. We probably shot there for inside and out next door over 2 weeks.
Okay.
You know, because at night we shoot the toga party, and the beginning of the movie where Flounder and Pinto walk up. So there was a good deal of stuff, you know, when we got evicted from there, and you know, road trip and all that stuff. So there was a good deal of stuff that took place inside and outside next door, and then the Omega house was just one farther on. So I think the first 2 weeks was pretty much just all focused on the fraternity, interior, exterior fraternities, and good deal of the script was shot then.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, it was so exciting. It was just so different than any other movie I'd ever done, you know, and it was like my first, I could say things that I never said, you know, hey, you fucked up, you trusted us. But it was
And
like,
I'm sure they loved it too, right? It was a great energy while you're shooting.
yeah. And it was, you know, we knew it was different because it was filmed for young people by young people and comedy for young people. And so it wasn't a Doris Day, Rock Hudson kind of comedy. It was just nothing like we'd ever seen before. And I love the lampoon, you know.
Of course,
and
yeah.
It was, they're funny and they're fast and they're smart. And the way they got away with a lot of the humor was because this picture was set in 1962. And it's so the lampoon sort of wink, wink, nudge, nudges. We're not like these guys. You know, I know it seems a little sexist and racist, but we're not like that now. That's what it was like back in 62.
Sure.
You know, but they'd always wink at you, and they knew exactly what they were doing and the lines they were crossing when we did the.
And I read that the studios were not happy with it. They really think it was going to flop, and they were pushing hard against.
Well, they almost had
Bleeding
to.
it.
They wanted to cut the Roadhouse scene where we went to the Dexter Lake Club, and saw the band, the black band, and because they said, oh, this is, you know, there's going to be riots. The black people are going to riot in the theaters if they see, you know, you guys having a comedy like that. And they got Richard Pryor from the studio to look at the movie. And our executives, our young executives said, just tell the head of the studio it's okay if you, unless you think it's offensive. He goes, white people are crazy. This is very funny.
Yeah.
Just keep it like it is, you know? It was
so
great.
fun.
I mean, yeah, it was a real experience. It was like my first adult film, you know?
Yeah. And it's groundbreaking. I mean, you know, the writers behind that stuff was just such cutting edge comedy. Like you said, it was written by young people for young people. And I think it was that trailblazed every single movie after it that was similar to this. Kind of that
Yes.
R-rated comedy that they thought would never succeed.
It was Animal House, it was Airplane, and it was Caddyshack, I think, were the first three.
Yeah.
Then Meatballs, and then, Stripes, and Ivan, and Harold, basically the only survivors, I mean, Doug Kenny was gone after Caddyshack, and so Harold really carried the baton, and so did Ivan Reitman, and with Ghostbusters, and Stripes, and Meatballs, and Airplane, and that set the wave going, and just changed the face of screen comedy forever, I think.
How cool to be a part of that.
Oh, it was great.
That's a legacy that.
Yeah, thank you, Harold. And I loved him, and I only met him twice because Harold wanted to be Boon in the movie, and when he wasn't cast because they thought, oh, he's too old, and and Landis he wanted real actors. He thought not improv actors, so he didn't want. And Harold knew Belushi, and because they'd been together at the Lampoon and Lemmings and stuff. And Harold was annoyed, so he left. He never came around the set. Where Doug Kenny and Chris Miller were there, acting in the movie as Hardbar and Stork, and would rewrite scenes for us and give us additional dialogue. But I finally met Harold, I think, after the movie came out, and then I saw him again at Doug Kenny's memorial service after he'd passed. And Harold really was the heart.
Yeah.
Funny, but he always had heart. He never made fun of people, and
I think that's why it's timeless, is because it's honest.
And Groundhog Day, I think, is one of the few films that I could say I wouldn't change a frame. It's a perfect movie. There's a handful of those, and Groundhog Day is one of them. Perhaps this one.
I feel like those movies, Animal House and Groundhog Day, you can jump in at any point in time. Like you said earlier, it's almost like a sketch comedy, but at any point in time you can jump in and just pick up. Like, it was just written so well, and the pace was so great. Like, it was so fun to watch, and timeless. Now kids, my kids are watching Airplane and they're watching Animal House, and they think it's funny. It's like in the YouTube generation, they go back and look at these movies. It's culture. I mean, that's just good parenting, right?
Yeah, that's good parenting. And because this was one of the first R-rated movies, but I can't tell you how many men come up to me and say, my dad, when I was 11, said, come on, watch this movie, don't tell your mom. And because there's a spirit of freedom and a spirit of challenge. It made it cool to be a nerd. It was okay to be outside the norm. You didn't have to be like the Omegas. You could be whoever you were. I mean, that was the great thing about the Delta House, our fraternity. We couldn't turn anybody down.
Yeah.
They let everybody in, it was, and whereas...
I think that's what made it so relatable, right?
Yeah. Fraternities were, isolated, and, they didn't want anybody who wasn't cool. They didn't want certain, colors and people in, and the Delta said, yeah, everybody, come on, what the hell? But, I think if this film was made today, we would certainly want to include a black audience, or black members. But it was, for its time, it was groundbreaking.
Absolutely.
And great spirit.
I know he asked you about that, but any memories from the car or anything, because it was a couple scenes that you shot, iconic scenes. I mean, the one where you grabbed the bottle of Jack to Bluto was just so fluid. It was such a
it's
fun.
The greatest entrance I think I've ever had.
Absolutely.
Mean, you always want to get, as an actor, I've learned that, and as a director, you give your star, or you give your central characters a great entrance. Driving in this car was my great entrance, and in the clothes that I got to wear, it was like I didn't need to do much acting.
Absolutely.
It made you cool. It just it was kind of certain scenes I played and that I just don't help this too much. Just ride this wave, because it's so well written and it's so perfectly cast with that car. I didn't really have to do anything. This helped me make an image.
How many takes was that entrance?
Oh, we did everything in 1 or 2 takes.
Really?
Oh yeah. There was the studio, we were shooting on film. The studio wouldn't let us print more than 1 take of any scene or any shot.
Okay.
Nowadays you print that, let's do it again, print it, and so you get in the editing room, you can have more. But then the film is by the foot.
Yeah.
You had to pay by the foot,
Sure.
so they wouldn't let us shoot much. And so we would just get it, boom, get it. And if it was sloppy, it was okay. I mean, that messiness kind of was something that was inherent in the movie. Like when we were in the toga, we were shooting inside the fraternity house. John Landis, the director, and other people were throwing cups through the scene, just junk would fly through, and we would just walk through, bing, it was just very spontaneous. So it kept us on our toes, and it kept us, having fun.
Yeah, it's good energy while you're filming.
It was great energy, and it was. I think that was the spirit of Saturday Night Live and the Lampoon and that generation was, let's have fun.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. Let's make fun of ourselves and those old fogies behind us.
Totally.
I mean, and
It's such a beautiful blend of acting and reacting at the same time, because you're not sure what's going to happen or who's going to say something that's going to keep that momentum going or take it in a totally different direction.
Totally.
I think that's so exciting to be a part of.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I guess, the writers, Harold Ramis and Doug Kenny and Chris Miller, smartest, funniest people I ever met, as well as Ivan Reitman and John Landis, the director. And it was just, this was the first time I was on a set where I was older than the director.
Wow.
I was like 28 and he was 25 or 26 and I was 28 or 29. And it was like, geez, it's the first time that's happened. Because I was always the kid.
Sure.
I was always the younger guy on the show. And this, I just, it was a very special moment in my career because I got to play an adult. Sort of.
Yeah.
24.
Awesome. Thank you for taking.
And over there, courtesy of the Volo Museum, is Otter's beautiful 59 Chevy Corvette that I was lucky enough to drive in Animal House. It was a dream come true, made me the coolest guy in Eugene, Oregon.
So talk to me about this celebration of Harold, how you turned it into not only a celebration of the actual holiday Groundhog Day, but the movie and all of Harold's work, and why that was important to you.
Well, I mean, we're in Harry Caray's Navy Pier right now, and Harold Ramis was our partner. He passed away 12 years ago. On the 10th anniversary, we thought, let's celebrate Harold's life, and we reunited the cast of the movie Groundhog Day. It's an iconic movie. We had Bill Murray, and Randall Murray, and everyone here. We did it 2 years in a row. This year we decided to mix it up and go to Harold's first movie, Animal House, and get Otter, Babs, Boon, everybody, and just have some fun with it, a little twist.